We're back. It's your girl, Akilah Trinae. You're tuning into Love Sessions. If you've missed out and just tuning in, you missed a lot already. We had Mr. Ron Miles in the building who was telling us about his dancing journey career, coming here from Memphis, now in LA, and we're not done. We have some more talent in the building, somebody living their dreams, and that is Mr. Antoine Troupe. But I'm going to have Mr. Charles handy because he just knows so much and does the greatest intros.
I try. My intros need some work.
This ain't shit.
So this young brother from the Bay Area, go back, shout out.
Oh my
God. Once again, this guy, he's low key a Bay Area
hater. He's a Bay hater.
Low key, maybe high key.
There's nobody left there.
It's because he wants to be from there.
He wants to be from the Bay, whatever. Long story short, anyways. But all right, so Antoine Troupe, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I know him by Frost, you know what I'm saying? That goes way back. Way back. That was a hard dance name, though. Frost is like, that's a dope dance name. But,
cold.
Yeah, he's cold. He's cold out here.
Check
but
him
look,
out.
hey, I'm going to even take it even further back. Remember T3T?
Hey.
Yo, now this is when, he was lit way, way, way back in the day. He used to be at all the dance battles, they used to have signs. I never seen a dance squad that come out and they got fans. They had literal fans that would come out with signs to be like, yo, this is T3T signs in the Bay. That's like a dance group. That's a dance crew that unless you was in a battle scene and a dance scene in the Bay, you might not know about them. But they literally have fans. From there, he transitioned, did a stint. And America's Best Dance Crew, held it down for the Bay, real smooth, he made it pretty far, but, what I'm saying, he continued his dance drive, came out to LA, and then just kept grinding, and that's something that I would say about his story, what I'm saying, is that he just kept grinding until he really, I feel like at this point where you really got to a level of just I'm looking at your YouTubes and you just killing it. I think I looked at your last video that you choreographed, and or the last big one was the Panda. Yeah. And that joint went every single place in the world. It's 8 million views, right? Almost 9 million views. And that just goes to show a lot of hard work from just going from being passionate about one particular thing. He was one of the actual first people that I interviewed at Revolt. I work at Revolt, but he was there at Revolt when we were still painting the walls. Right. You know what I'm saying? Literally, he came in, he choreographed something for Prince. God bless the dead. Shout out to just that grind. He's been doing that for so long. So Prince, he did Breakfast Can't Wait, which is a real cool video. It was like a dance video remix. But so all that to say, Antoine Troupe, aka Frost, depending on where you met him at, you know what I'm saying? But he's an amazing dude from the Bay Area. Shout out to my brother here and bringing him in just to talk about just his journey. And that was all of it. You said all of it. It was something. I hit a lot of.
He about to go out Troupe, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace be with you.
Yeah, man. Hey, so tell me this though. Literally, okay, you work with Kalani right now. Shout out to Kalani. Shout out to her whole entire camp and team. And I know that was. I read, because and this is another brother, I read your Facebooks and Instagrams, and you motivate me, but at one point you talked about how you and Kalani worked together at a point in her career where she was really just y'all were in an apartment working off of one mirror in the living room. But y'all saw. But what were you able to?
Telling the whole story again.
But no, this is on Facebook. I'm not.
My job.
Yeah, no, I'm not. This
all
is
you
on
gotta
Facebook.
do is be like, yep.
Yeah, so
you got it.
Yeah, I'm the whisperer right now. But okay, so tell me this. So okay, you guys are working together. You guys are. How are you seeing? How did y'all come together to be able to say hey? I see the potential in what you're doing. I love what you're doing, and you know, I'm gonna be able to add what I'm doing, and we could come together as two artists. Yeah. And even though, you know how you got the shiny suits and everybody wants to come in once the gumbo's already cooked. Right. So I'm saying, did you see the vision that where she was going, or what was that experience like?
Well, thank you for that amazing intro.
Soliloquy.
Shout out to my intro. Everybody shout out to my intro right now.
I'm like, dang, that's stuff I forgot about. I think, the thing with Kehlani, this happened, my mom was actually the one who showed me Kehlani. This is
shout out
Vine,
to moms.
when Vine was really popping.
Yeah. Oh, off of Vine?
Yeah, off of
Your
Vine.
mom was on Vine?
Yeah. My mom is always, she's up on everything before I am. She's like, check out this new artist, check out this new dancer.
That's crazy.
But she showed me Kehlani. This is when I was back up in the Bay for Thanksgiving, just visiting. And they always wanted, my little sisters, my little brothers, they all was on Vine. And my mom showed me Kehlani, and I was like, oh, she's dope. And she has a really cool look, and she just seemed really authentic. She's herself, always. Yeah. Even to this day, you know, Grammy nominated and touring the world and here and there, whatever, she's still the same her, you know. But she showed me her. I liked her voice. It was just simply that I followed her. That was it. At this time, I still was working with like the bigger artists, the Chris Browns, the Princes, and all these people. And but I came to a point where I kind of looked around and I was like, these people already kind of have their legacy. You know, they're at the kind of like, they passed their prime time, as major as they are.
They're at the tail end of it.
Yeah, exactly. And they've worked with many choreographers, many dancers. Yeah. You know, I wanted to find somebody that I can help build, you know, and I want to be a part of their legacy and their journey, and also somebody to kind of like mentor as far as as a performer and as an entertainer. So after I did my last job with Prince, which was Essence Festival in New Orleans, it was major.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was
so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Major. You gotta
have a moment for that.
I want to meet Prince.
Wow.
I know.
I want to meet Prince.
It's too late.
Right. Yeah. I couldn't work with Michael. I wanted to work with Michael, but I got Prince. It's all good.
I'm gonna cry in the car.
Right. But so Kehlani was actually like one of like 6 different up and coming artists that I reached out to. And I think she worked just because she was from the Bay, so we kind of like had that understanding. Yeah. People from the Bay, we just get each other for whatever reason.
Everybody just rude. Just
whatever.
And we all just happen to win. We just keep winning. I don't know what it is.
Y'all get a lot of W's.
Warriors,
y'all get a lot of W's. Hold on, the Raiders just got into this. The Dubs 2 years in, although they just lost to the Lakers. I don't know how that happened, but go ahead.
We got a hater in the building, but
exactly.
Anyways,
we digress.
Oakland, California.
Yeah. So she was the one that just stuck, and we just, like I said, we got each other. I had contacted one of her dancers who was also a close friend of hers. I just saw her on Instagram, and that's just testament. Like, if you see something, if you want to do something, just do it. Yeah. Don't think too hard about it. Just make moves. Yeah. You know. And I didn't think too much about it. I just was like, this is what I want to work with her, and I'm gonna hit up however I can get to her. I'm gonna do it. So that's what I did. Yeah. And then we set up a meeting. I went and just kicked it with her and her team, and we went to one of her shows, and the vibe was right. We all kind of clicked. We set up an official meeting with her manager, and I came in and I was like, this is the potential I see for her. This is where I feel like she could go, and this is what I have to offer. And if you'll have me, let's make magic. And pretty much it's like 2 years later, like, the rest is history. I came in before she was signed. Yeah. You know, I've choreographed all her tours, all her music videos, recent music videos, and everything. So that's
amazing. And that goes to say, really, when you get in there at that moment, that's the time where you just you had a feeling, you had a positive feeling about her and this is just her is one example of just living your dreams, but you moved on it and you took action to actually make that happen. Yeah. And was there, like, what was another moment in life like that for you that you kind of just, was it like moving to LA, making that move to LA? What was a moment like that that in your career where you saw an opportunity and you kind of just went off on your own instincts and kind of took charge?
I think nowadays, for me, it's every day.
Oh, really?
Now, Now it's every day. It's like if I feel something, I gotta act on it because I'm feeling it for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
But I think, in the earlier years, definitely moving to LA. But that kind of was like almost not forced on me, but it was kind of like I went through a really, really rough year. It was like the worst year of my life back in I think it was 2010, and I had lost pretty much everything. Lost my car, lost a lot of friends. Like I was starting to like lose my faith because of things that were going on at church. Like it was real bad. Yeah, lost.
That's another
money.
show.
Yeah, that's a whole other.
But
that's a whole
I'm not gonna
nother
dismiss
situation.
that. But that's a whole other real show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Types of anger in that one.
For real.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll speak on that whenever. But I had a really, really rough year, and it kind of was like, and I lost my crew also. We kind of fell out, so it was like I have nothing else that's keeping me here.
Yeah.
And I know there's certain things in my career that I want to see come to fruition in my life, and I know it's not going to happen in the Bay Area. So it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just plan a year out to move, and I'm gonna save up as much money, and I'm gonna network, and I'm gonna study every successful person I possibly can, and figure out what makes them different and how they succeed over other talented people. And I just did everything I possibly could to set myself up for success. And then a year later, that's when I moved. It was still scary. Like I had, like maybe a couple months before I moved, I had like an anxiety attack because I was so nervous about the unknown and about the big change and my life being totally different.
But you still push forward, even though you had a full out anxiety attack.
Yes,
and you still like what made you say, all right, that didn't make you feel like you shouldn't go, or did it which day did it propel you?
I think one thing that's played in my favor through my career is I feel like I'm very emotionally intelligent and very self-aware, and I can understand and separate myself from my emotions. And just because I'm feeling a certain way, I don't let that guide me, because your emotions can lie to you. You know, your emotions can be wrong. So even though I felt a certain way, I knew, I still knew it was right, and I knew just because I'm scared doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. Yeah. And if anything, when I am scared, I'm like, just jump, just go. You know what I'm saying? It's like just jump.
Fuck it.
Like that's what it was. That's what it was, and I thank God that I made that decision, and my life has changed, and I never would have. There's no way I could be what I am today without making that move. I know that for sure.
So let's talk about the genesis of somebody who's brand new nowadays. They want to be a choreographer. They want to get into dance, and they want to do background, or they want to just be successful and start their career. In your opinion, how should they go about doing such a thing? Not that there's one particular way, but just
I think in this day and age, social media is amazing. Master that. You know, a lot of people, it's not convenient or it's not natural to them, but you gotta figure it out. In 2016, it's such a major player in every industry. So if Apple and all these other big companies, McDonald's, whoever, Nike, if they gotta know how to figure it out, we do too, you know? So use that to your advantage, but also just, I mean, you can't take away like actual skill at the same time, you know, as an artist. Like, really master your art. Don't skip steps, be disciplined. Don't try to just, you know, don't expect to just be amazing overnight. It doesn't work like that. And it shouldn't work like that. And you'll appreciate all your opportunities that will come if you earn them, you know? So I would say that. Make sure you're constantly mastering your physicality as a dancer, mastering the physical part, but also master the business part, the networking, the marketing aspect as well. So
what's the most unique thing you find about your art? Like, what's the most impactful thing? Like,
I think I think the most impactful thing is dance can be understood by anyone from anywhere. You know, you might not understand my words, what I'm speaking, but you understand my dance. You'll still feel something from my dance. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a universal language. I think that's the biggest, most amazing thing I think about that is a big impactful thing in dance. You know, I can go anywhere in the world. Like I literally flew in from Belgium today, you know, and they might not speak English over there.
That was a flex. Hold up. Hold up. He just flexed on us. No, that's dope.
But yeah, I just came from there, and you know, they might not understand everything I'm saying, but when I dance, they feel it and they get it, and I can see them dance and still feel everything that they're trying to say to me through their movement. And I think that is just the most beautiful, amazing thing there ever could be.
So what's more important for you, to try and get across the interpretation or to emote the dance properly?
Say it again.
What's more important to you, to get the interpretation across or to emote it properly? Like to...
Oh, that's heavy. Usually people say, like, is it better to be dope or is it better to have feeling? But you're kind of like splitting the feeling into two different things. But that's very interesting. I like that. I would say, I think for me, it's always about the feeling. I think people might forget what you did, what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel. So,
Maya Angelou.
I think that's the most important thing. That'll make you unforgettable.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Because I know when I'm in my mood, I gives two fucks about anybody else. I don't even know who's around.
And you have to see his dance move.
Yo, amateur dancers sometimes are my favorite because they're not trying to be cool. They just doing their thing. They just totally going off of just feel. It may look crazy,
but they are in it.
They in it, and you can't tell them they ain't killing it.
That's what I feel about like a lot of the dance now. That it actually reminds me of the 70s. I was thinking about...
me too.
I was thinking about, like, cause it's
everywhere.
I work at a high school.
Okay.
So this one boy, he's listening to this music and he walks in and he's like...
Hey.
And I was like, what is he doing? But then it reminded me of, like, watching old school Soul Train episodes where
and they
was just doing whatever they wanted, like, whatever the music did.
The outfits. Shout out to
I was tripping.
And so I was like, that's what I felt. I felt like the dancing is kind of making kind of that turnaround of like what it was some years ago.
Definitely. It's a major part of our culture now. It's like such a social thing. Everybody Millie rocking and hit them folks and like Nene and everybody doing it, you know?
Right.
Moms,
and don't let
grandmas.
people start stepping. Like everybody's like, oh, wait.
Right.
Well, I think that's the most important thing about dance and what it brings, because it's communal. Like when everybody's happy, everybody's moving, you know. And then I think the most important thing is that it's cathartic. Like it's like my boy when Crumpin' first came around, like it was the most craziest thing in the world, but you couldn't go a day without doing it.
Right.
First off, because all your boys did it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like now everybody got a session together. But then if you missed the day, you was out of shape. Like it was just like it was that hard. But then it was like since everybody was doing it, you wanted to be a part of it. So then now that grew. So now it's just us and we doing it. But now somebody else says they want to be part of it. And now they're doing it. And then so now it's like and if you busy doing that, something that's so cathartic, you don't have time to be sad or mad, and it's somewhere you can go to dance, you know. Like I know a lot of times when I'm feeling something, like that's just why I go, like especially when I put on gospel music, like I'm in there, you know what I'm saying? Especially since I don't shout at church, I'm in the shower just going. I'm in there, and then you feel so much better after that, and it's a release, and you ain't got to go yell, you ain't got to go fight, you ain't got to go shoot nobody. It's an art that you can go to display, which I think is pretty dope now that we can go not only display it, but we can go get paid for it.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're respecting us for how we do it and the differences of how we do it.
A coworker of mine said that where did he say the prison was? Somewhere, some prison. I think it's internationally, that they have the inmates to dance to Thriller or Beat It. One of the two.
Like the Philippines.
I think so. And that basically it like calms, you know, them, and they don't have to worry about like doing all the fighting and stuff. He told me to look it up on YouTube. I should go do that and find it. But you know, it's kind of that idea of like you said, using dance as an outlet to kind of take all those emotions that you're feeling, and that's what you get to put it into.
Yes, I mean that's all I had when I was younger. I was so shy, insecure, like everything, and that was my only way of expressing myself.
From Oakland? There's shy people in Oakland?
There's every people in Oakland. I got a quick thing because I got a son. My son, shout out to my son Simeon. He dances, but I know it's like I don't want to. I'm not like a parent that's like, oh, I want my kid, but I do want him to. Like, if he wants to hone in anything that he does, I want him to kind of just have an outlet to it. Yeah. But I'm like, you know, I think about the WB, you got that frog that like sings, and then it's like, next thing you know, you're like, hey, yeah, he does all this, he does all the freaking cartwheels in the living room. Yeah. But I'm like, how do I get him to take that? You know, like I look at Keita, shout out to Keita, you know, Keita the Great, if y'all want to check him out. This dude just won, you know, So You Think Could Dance, the junior edition. From the Bay, from the Bay. And I was like, how the heck do you get that out of your kids at a young age? Yeah. You know?
I put them in some classes.
We'll come back to that. We're about to take a commercial break in just a second.
I just have one quick question. I'm sorry. Speaking of that, classes, do you ever see yourself in the future opening up your own school?
Yes. Me and my business partner, Kalani Marks, we are doing that. Creative Minds Dance Academy. It opens in February. Yes.
Sweet. And we'll be back with Antoine.
And he's not going anywhere.
Right. Living dreams, talking dreams. This is Diddy. DJ Dance Hustle. Cue us up. Yeah.